Good morning, good afternoon, um, good evening, good day. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, February 21st. I almost said December. February 21st, 2022. Um, a lot, a lot, a lot to uncover. We want to welcome you to SKTV today. Welcome to all of you. Welcome and welcome. Momentarily, Mr. Kane, Sekou Kane, okay, he's here. I was just about to say will be joining us. But Mr. Kane, we're just starting. I was just greeting our people, letting them know good morning, good afternoon, wherever they are watching us or following us. Again, this is SKTV. Time here in Arizona is 11:15 a.m. Sunny, very nice weather. Mr. Kane, I can see the sky from here. I opened the blind. I can see the sky from here. Very beautiful. Um, want to greet our people in Liberia. It's in the afternoon, it's in the night. You can see Mr. Kane smiling. You might know today. Today will be a little noisy as the country is noisy and busy. Um, a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. As we started yesterday, the conversation, but a lot to talk about today. Um, a lot to talk about. Some funny things, some interesting things I saw today. I've never seen in my life, but I saw some of them today. I saw some of them today. I saw very interesting thing since I was born. I saw it today in Liberia, and we'll talk about some of them. We'll lay emphasis on them. We have to court cases also today, Mr. Cummings, and also we have Musa Biladi in from the Liberty Party and Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence. They were also at NEC for an adjudication. So, but a lot of things to talk about today. We saw the U.S. House of Representatives and other members from on this side, from Congress, were there. They're in Liberia as we speak. Interesting things are about to happen. Interesting things are on the way. But we are excited to be here. As always, we want to greet the Liberian people who believe they're the most important people on earth. We believe most importantly that Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. At some point, we will recognize you during the show before we start to play the music. But let's get to Mr. Kane here so that he can greet us or send us a word or two. Mr. Kane, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here as always. This is SKTV. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us once again. My brother and friend Steve Krumah, I want to say thank you for coming on again. You've been away for a while now, and I don't see you a lot. Maybe you can be around, but I don't just see you. But I'm glad that you are here today. Steve Krumah, I want to say thank you. Afu Na and Stewart, duo Lindy Jones. I know there are a lot of people I will not be able to call by name. Sometimes I just like to call some friends' name. But I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us. But we want to encourage you as well to share the show. Cool, Dolo. A lot of people here. Sometimes when you don't say something and say hi to us, so that we don't see you. But it doesn't mean that we are ignoring you. No, we are not. But Steve, I'm here, ready to have a conversation, and a lot is going on in Liberia, and we have a lot to cover today. As many of you, continue to follow what is going on in Liberia, but we have some update on a lot of things, especially this whole issue of court in the case involving Mr. Cummings and the Liberian government. Also, Also, Musa Ability versus the Yumli Kanga Lawrence version of the Liberty Party. We have a lot going on. We'll give you some detailed information. We'll also give you information that you might not have heard as to what is going on in other news in Liberia. Steve just stepped out for a second. So what I'm going to do right now, again, I'm going to call few names. Maybe let me allow Steve Bullet to do that. What I'm going to do right now, I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. It's very important. Steve, before we go to the song, to the music, I think you need to recognize some of the great people here. And if you forget to call Ruth name, everybody will leave their platform, because Ruth is one of those key people on this platform. Ruth Robert. We're not hearing you.
I said maybe what we need to do for Ruth is she need to send us something in the cash app as a strong member.
Wait now. You want to send her cash app? You want her to send you cash app?
No, she need to send us cash app. What we send her cash app for? She will be in a loyal friend. What happened?
I think she been contributing every time we ask for
something. But I said she need to send another cash app.
You mean, man?
I'm just messing. Well,
you want to reward her, not her rewarding you. We used to want to be rewarding her, now her rewarding you for coming on the show.
What her name? Serena Seaforth's voice. She is my witness. How the hell is somebody who prosecuted the guy your witness?
So she got to produce the
she got to produce cash app. How you?
She don't want supporting you, and she got to pay you for supporting you.
Yeah. How can somebody in the defense become witness again for you or against themselves? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit more to tell. But let's recognize one or two people really quick here. Sela, I hope I said it well. Sela, Steve Ishkruma, Bertha, Stuart, welcome to the show. Wonke, welcome to the show. Glenda, Jean, Jonas, welcome. Long time. Anyway, I haven't been catching your comments, but welcome to the show. Harris Tucker, welcome to the show. Fertus, welcome to the show. Is that Kou K Dolo? I hope I pronounced it well. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Gongbet, welcome to the show. Joko, welcome to the show. That other name I can call it. That Nina, when you call that Nina, fan Nina.
What I need?
The Nina was also saying, okay, she said, yeah, move around with me.
Oh. What about Congress from all the way Germany? What is she going to say?
With discussing
or Zell or Western Union?
No, we'll do Morning Grant. Western Union get too much wahala. We'll do Morning Grant. Oh, we'll do Send Wave. Send Wave. What do you think? Or paper? Well, either ways, something will happen. Ruth, welcome to the show and thanks for your continuous support. Let's move down the line. Valentin, welcome to the show. Rhonda, welcome to the show. You know Rhonda can get fell and nothing.
Rebecca watching from all the way Liberia.
Yeah, Florence, welcome to the show. Who watching from all the way Liberia? I'm not reading this stuff too well. Oh, Rebecca, okay, great.
Maybe
Thomas,
maybe you need your glasses.
Thomas, welcome to the show. They gave me one about a protesting. I said I can't wait. James David, welcome to the show. Yeah, because they buy every small thing they can get you glasses in their country. We're not inside that thing. Massa, welcome to the show. Boy, welcome to the show. Rebecca, welcome to the show. Oh, you're watching from Liberia, Rebecca Gesu. Jeremiah, welcome to the show. Muna, welcome to the show. Samira, welcome to the show. Okay, well, Mr. Kanye, I think we did a good job. We'll get to the musical party.
You did great. You did
today
great.
We're finding friends again as usual because the Papati friendship then pour in Wahala. And somebody told me say you got a new friend. I want to make it a whole weekend. You decide to come on the show. That Telco was telling me that thing.
Yeah, but you know now, I got some new friends now. Yeah. And say we should find friends. We should find friends. I got some lot of good friends now. New ones. The one that are going to be sending little cash out to SKTV.
You think so?
Okay. My mistake. The lady I said she watching from Germany. She actually watching from Italy.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now,
She's gonna say Italian money.
Yeah.
To SKTV. Yeah.
Well, but Mr. Kane, let's get to the music.
Yeah.
Which song we should play? The friendship song or what?
No, I want to play a song now. Maningo song about me missing the
Okay.
Because some of my new friend and they learning Maningo too.
Okay, then play.
So they want me to play Maningo song, so they love it. But the Maningo song I can be playing. Song too good. The song say.
Mm-hmm.
The lady can say, they call the lady advocate from Africa. She say, all the people there, all your funny friends there, now they're funny friends now. So they will go round, they will come back, come you already here. Always get TV. So they will go round, they will talk all the blah blah blah. They will do all kind of funny thing there. But at the end of the day, they will come back and come you right here. Now what you can see there, you can see what doing ahead of it. And want to move like so they're gonna go turn around all over the place. They'll go from show to show. They're gonna come by and be all right here. Now I like that show. You just watch. Even if you can't hear what they go when you see the hand, turn around like this and come by right here. That's what it means. So is it all the hypocrites, all the naysayers that they're gonna go around and come by right here. Now I like that song. So enjoy a song too. They can dance too though. So if you dancing behind the scene, I will watch you and I will tell the people.
Yeah, yesterday I did a different dance.
Oboni babono Niki majigi alabi porota Ibaka ke fato ye ibali baye Ngoto jonde fo mbale baye Mbale baye Mamadu wangede Seibani Mamadu de Deba
All right. You saw me dancing, right?
Yeah,
Gotta let,
that
we gotta let
other
the song.
that other
Yeah.
style you are playing, I see you before.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Nana, small song. So, folks, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you here. Everybody, the one that shared the show, the one that didn't share the show. We want to say thank you to all of you. That means if you didn't share it, we'll say thank you. You got to share it now. But those that share the show, want to say thank you very, very much. You know why we always let the big you guys to share the show? I hate for some of our followers to come late and say, "Oh, Sekou, what did I miss?" You know, as a talker, you want to show, you want this one, I will give you the link. I'll say the link from the YouTube link. It's a very, very, very beautiful song from Ivory Coast. The lady is called Afu Keita. Yeah, she's one of the best when it comes to Gumbe. You know, the Maningo cultural dance they call Gumbe. She's one of the best, if not the best, right now. So today, Steve, we have a lot to cover, and we saw the court hearing today. We saw two groups at the hearing at the neck. Yombli's group and Musa Bilitis group. And then I partially listened to Musa Bilitis press conference, or maybe, address to the press. And I follow a little bit of some of the actions that were going on around the National Election Commission's building. So it's important that we dig deeper on those things. And also an update on Komis versus Liberian government / Benina Ure. It is Komis versus Liberian government. They try to frame it. They try to, make it look like it's not about the government. We know it is the Liberian government fighting Elizabeth Komis. Whatever the case is, it's important that we update our people, give them the true picture of what is going on, and make our analysis based on fact, and also give the people the opportunity to say something. So, Steve, you say you follow the hearing. I want to start with the Komis, which is the government owned first. I didn't follow it, but I talked to people after the hearing. I mean, the whole process, and I'm told that they will return to court on Wednesday, I believe. But whatever the case is, what happened today? What did you see? As far as the case Komis versus the Liberian government.
I like to start off with the press conference from. I like to zoom in on Sereno Seaforth.
Okay.
And I also spoke with someone who was, right in the court and so forth, and listening to the exchanges and all of that. But here is something interesting that I wanted to bring to the public. From my observation, Sereno Seaforth appeared very incoherent.
Okay.
Maybe not a big word for saying stupid or foolish. Like how Sereno Seaforth appeared.
Okay.
It seemed as though he's shifted the goalpost, or he wants to shift the goalpost from declaring Mr. Komis as hostile witness, which is not even essential. It's not important. It is not important. It's not important in this matter. From declaring from hostile witness, taking from criminal defendants to hostile witness, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around. I'm not a legal practitioner, but from common sense and from some of the proceedings that I've been able to watch or read some of the transcripts, this is one of the most dumbfounded arguments or foolishness I've heard in the 21st century. We need to focus on the case, and they need to move on and provide his evidence. I'm not sure what the purpose is. I'm not sure what is really going on. If this thing can be dragged as long as they want, but it is getting clearer daily that these guys have nothing. Like we said from day one, this whole case against Mr. Cummings was a trump-up charge. There was no reason for even issuing a criminal rate of indictment. They overplayed their hands. Serena Cephas came up in public and put his foot in his mouth, as always. He has this, I'm not sure if it's I don't want to say it's a Liberia thing, but we have a couple of crooks that pass around and make serious things and make fool out of themselves and get other people to look foolish as well. Now, the judiciary system, the government looks foolish. It's seeming obvious on a daily basis, whether you like it or not. So people will say, well, that's not the government doing it. Who's Serena Cephas representing? Serena Cephas not representing himself. He's representing the government by extension. So as evidenced by that, whether you like it or not, Serena Cephas is printing a very bad image of the government. Very, very bad image. This appears, it looks, it seems, it has all the smell, all the taste, all the views of a witch hunt. It makes no sense. Get to your evidence. Stop making noise. There is no need to keep hauling and pulling this thing. And you say you have big evidence. You have evidence that cannot be disputed. Provided one evidence now, so we can move on. You'll move on to the case. I listened to him talking about, they have 76 questions that they were going to cross-examine. They are just sounding very childish and ridiculous. And the good thing about it is, the good thing, the sad part about it, Mr. Kane, is these guys have dry face. They have dry face. They're making the law in Liberia, they're making the judiciary system, the courts, lawyers. Look, I would urge all lawyers to speak and come out against this. And the public, this is a waste of time. This is a waste of time. Public resources, people's time, and space. There's no time for foolishness. Serena Cephas comes and just talk gibberish. He just talk. Look, look. If Serena Cephas can't even be my pa, but if this man were related to me, I will sign him off to be in public and be misbehaving the way he's misbehaving. To be honest, I will sign off on him and get into the public. It's a disgrace, Mr. Kane. So at some point we'll have the opportunity to play some of his nonsensical argument when they ask him question. He doesn't answer the question. He jumps around. He takes talking points from here, speaking like Samuel Twe. It reminds me of Samuel Twe. They talk a bunch of nonsense that don't make any sense. In their head, they think they're making sense, but they don't make any sense because what they're saying does not align with reality. So today was just a mess. It was just a mess, and you could see him, sweating and look profusely, and he just looked disconnected from reality. And it's a shame. It's an embarrassment. It is an embarrassment. We said from day one that this government should not even put Serena Cephas to where he is. I've always said, and sometimes people laugh, when you take woman name and give it to man, this is what you get. This is what you get. So when you decide to name your children, you name them men name. Look at how Serena Cephas acting. Just look at how he's acting in public. It's a disgrace. It's a problem. It's a shame. And I'm predicting now that this case is going nowhere. As we said it from day one, it is going nowhere. Even if they were to push this case or whatever they want to do, guess what happened? At the end of the day, they will be made shame. It's a waste of time and resources. So, Mr. Kane, I'm not only disappointed, but I'm very disturbed about this foolish behavior that we have.
So we learned that Mr. Cummings was put on the stand today, and he said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he was not going to testify. He said that he that his lawyer objected to almost all the questions, and the judge sustained almost all of it, all the objection. It was against that background. Serena Sifos decided, asked that he be declared a hostile witness. That he, Serena Silva, be given the opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Cummings. When the judge reserved ruling to Wednesday. So, first of all, what happened to all the evidences and proof that he said he had to prosecute the case? Now, we are yet to see any of those proof. The judge is yet to see any of this proof, I believe, because they had it. Okay, let's assume the famous or the infamous original copy. Now that the copy, that document was a copy of the document that was filed by CPP to NEC was attached. The document filed with the document filed by Mr. Cummings' lawyer. Now they have that document in their possession. What else do they want, or what are they waiting for, or looking for, in order to just proceed with the case? And if there's no merit, throw it, in the window and just move forward. What are they waiting for, Steve?
Well, Mr. Kennedy, they're not waiting for anything. They're stalling the process. Serena Sifos is stalling the process because he's shameless, and because the people that are behind him are shameless as well. The guys that are pumping him up and hyping him up, they had no evidence from day one. We've said this thing over and over. But because that's how they like to play. That's how they like to behave. Shamelessly. So there is no, because if there was evidence here, we wouldn't even be talking about these little shenanigans that they're on. We'll be moving forward to the next step. But there is no evidence. And you and I can see it. And the public can see it. And what they're doing from a political standpoint, it's not even strategic, to be very honest. Because what they're doing now, they would force some people who did not want to give public support or even political support to Mr. Cummings to. It's a wrong strategy. It's counterproductive.
So it's like their behavior not galvanizing support for Cummings?
Most definitely. Essentially, that's what's going to happen because Mr. Cummings will and has always been, when we say these things, oh no, you support Cummings, you support Cummings, you support Cummings. Listen, the facts are the facts. It doesn't matter whose side is on. The facts are the facts, and there are realities to these things. So these guys don't understand these things. They don't understand the ramification. They don't understand the implication of some of the things that they're doing. They just go ahead and just make these kind of blunders and act very. Let's take, for example, they lose a huge chunk of support. That's why when I saw Thomas Fala and the other guys passing around during the elections and thinking that they could cajole members of our brothers and sisters from the Muslim community, some of them, they thought that they could buy them. Oh, you bring rest to the mosque, and you bring goat, and you bring cow, and you bring the one. They just think that a bunch of foolish people that they're dealing with. They went and put their own foot in their mouth by lying on Kabina Janneh. They saw what happened, the backlash. They saw how people did not vote for. They did see it. The numbers didn't speak. The numbers didn't lie. And you are headed to 2023 elections. According to you, you are trying to regain the trust of people, but you are creating an environment for the people to be even suspicious of you, to even vote for you. You are exacerbating the situation that is already existing. And when we say these things, they say we hate the government, we don't like the government. But these are facts. How can you be tying yourself down or tie rope on your own neck? How can you be doing that? You're creating all the avenues for the people to not like you. And then in the opposition, some people who were skeptical about Mr. Cummings, and some people from the opposition who ran propaganda, wanted to make Mr. Cummings look bad or whatever it is. Guess what happened? it is becoming clear and evident that this table is turning around. The longer they push this case or they try to make it look like and so forth, guess what, Mr. Kane? The better is playing off for Mr. Cummings in the public, international media, and so forth. Do you know what it means when you have a headline every day that, oh, opposition members are being prosecuted? Do you know what message it sends? Do you?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you guys are
by the government. And then, but one thing I don't understand though, Steve, what Cummings' lawyers are doing when Serena Silva came and rendered judgment and also gave his punishment and cited an event where it happened before. How come they didn't talk about that? They didn't see any merit in that to say the mayor already, the mayor is telling us that the mayor already is saying that the government already made up their mind that Cummings will be found guilty, and he outlined his punishment. How come they don't make issue out of that?
Well, because I think from a professional standpoint, unlike Serena Cephas and others who do not understand ethics, they don't understand professionalism, they're not acquainted to these things, or they know them and they deliberately refuse to abide by them or so forth. I think they're waiting for the case itself to get into play. Because you see, Mr. Kane, you can't jump ahead of yourself. That's not something where you can be talking like Serena Cephas and just be loose. Even if you had a point, even if you had a strategy, the original case has not even started. And Mr. Cummings' side wants the case to get started. Now, they are stalling, they're prolonging everything. So most of these things that Serena Cephas has said in public or so forth will and can be used against him in the court and anywhere else, because he's adjudicated the case already. He already went ahead and made a pronunciation, like you said, you know. So they're waiting. They're waiting. And Serena Cephas, he's on record. He can't go and revert these things. He can't change them. And that's something that he can say, oh, let me go back and change what I said, or I didn't mean what I said this day. Or no, he said it. He's on record. He compromised the entire case. Look, if I were the government, I would ask Serena Cephas to recuse himself from this case. To be very honest, I would ask him to recuse himself from this case. He's made so much blunder from the get-go. So much blunder. He got this whole case messy, messed up, and so forth. So if this was a serious court, if we were in a serious minor nation where people are serious about things, where people want to uphold the rule of law, we probably wouldn't be having this kind of circumstances. We probably wouldn't even have Serena Cephas speaking in public. Serena Cephas would not even be serving the post he's serving in. But on a bigger stage, Mr. Kane, and from a larger perspective, I'm encouraging the Bar Association of Liberia to really look into Serena Cephas. And lawyers, counselors, attorneys, I know you like to pass around and cleave to your title. You know, when people make mistake and call you one year, say, oh no, our counselor of law or an attorney at law, fine, that's good. Your title, your work for your day, whatever you need to do to get those titles. But then you can't have one man or one group of people trying to take away that respect or that honor that is due you. No, you can't. Serena Cephas is misbehaving. He is misbehaving. Something needs to be done about him. The scene where Wambadisky was impersonating Serena Cephas is misbehaving. He quotes, look, Mr. Kane, let me tell you something. This man quotes law that don't make any sense, that has no connection to what he's saying. Look, and I don't want to speculate, but my advice to him would be, if he normally takes something before he goes to court, he shouldn't take it. He shouldn't take it. He should be sober and go to the court. Because I still trying to understand this man. According to him, he's been practicing for so long or whatever. He goes at night, memorizes a couple of articles that don't even align, that don't make sense, and he just comes and be talking because he has to talk them to show that in Liberia when you can speak, people won't forget it, but who is strong. So that's where we are, Mr. Kane. And this is getting tiring. It's getting ridiculous. It's just the repetition of the same thing every day, some kind of little quagmire, some kind of little noise. Mind you, we even have people in the country today, we have visitors. Serious minded people that came to visit They took away the entire visitation, the entire thing that's supposed to have seemed like President George Weah is making connection with the US or whatever it is. Guess what happened? There go Serena Sivas parading with in public with foolishness. So at the end of the day, whatever happened over there today, whatever discussion they had, it's not even a headline anymore. Guess who's the headline? Mr. Serena Sivas with a bow tie and looking funny. How do you wear a bow tie and looks funny inside in it? Only Serena Sivas can do that.
Yeah, so before we go to the next issue, I just want to say something about this whole Cummins versus LeBron government case. The government may think that they are wasting Mr. Cummins' time, but no, I think they are campaigning for him. The more Cummins is being talked about, the more Cummins being discussed. And this is not like any serious criminal case. This is just about, it's all political, prosecution. Cummins been prosecuted because of his desire, his decision to say he want to run for president. That's why he's been witch hunted. That's why he's been prosecuted. That being the case, I think Cummins and the ANC people need to make that clear. They need to make noise about that on a daily basis so that the world can understand that Mr. Cummins is being prosecuted for being an opposition, for being a threat to the government. The only reason Cummins is being prosecuted is because he wants to be president. Even if Cummins decides to withdraw his ambition for the presidency, this whole case will die. So Cummins being prosecuted because he wants to be president. And that is one thing that really, really, really can get to me. Not only Cummins, I just believe every Liberian should have the opportunity to participate in the political process in Liberia. Every Liberian. Every Liberian should have a level playing field to exercise their franchise. That's what I believe. Whenever somebody is being stopped or being subjected to some stupid, to some stupid case, knowing that there's nothing, there's no merit, it got me sick to the stomach. Not just Cummins. I just don't like injustice. When Costa left Liberia that time, when he was not being charged with anything, and the government made it look like they were after him, we spoke against it. We said it was injustice. If this man was charged, this man had a case going on, and then he escaped, then you have everything to say about him, even to stop him. But the man is not charged. He went to meet with immigration. He was released to his lawyer. They were not told not to leave the country. There was no restriction on him. He left the country. I was against it for the government to act like this man was somehow a fugitive that needed to be arrested and taken back to Liberia. We spoke against that. Similarly, Mr. Cummins being treated so unfairly simply because his decision to run for president. And one thing I know, something they can't change. You don't have to waste your time doing it. The fact that Cummins have decided to run for president, he has invested his time, money, family, and all his contacts into this whole presidential bait. There's nothing that will stop him unless his own decision to say, you know what, I don't want to continue with this. But the more they do this, the more he'll be encouraged. Because you are telling him that he is your target. You are telling him that you are afraid of contesting against him. You are telling him that if he runs, you're going to win. That's what you are doing. By trying to stop him from running. Or maybe all those that are saying criminal defendant, criminal this, criminal that, those are nothing. Those are just terminology used by people to describe a case. Because a criminal case or criminal allegation is against the man is accused of involving in some criminal act, so it will be called a criminal defendant. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean he's a criminal until or unless he's found guilty by a competent court. Then you can call him a criminal. But prosecuting commies at this point, Steve, let me tell you, is in his favor. You know, when God ready to do some good things, you would think say it can be spoiled or it's spoiling. So I think the government needs to do a better job. Focus on what they were elected for. Let this nonsense go and campaign against the man. Campaign about what the man can do or what the man can't do. Campaign about his record. Campaign about if you have any case against him, any record of him being corrupt, talk about that. Those are fair game. But to stop somebody from running for president, that is a hallmark of a dictator. And we said it when George Weah his gangs decided to go after Kabina Janeh with no tangible reason. We said George Weah is trying to engage in a full-scale dictatorship. When George Weah decided to remove some of the tenure position, we said George Weah is ready to launch a full-scale dictatorship. When George Weah appointed Serena Sifo, knowing that Serena Sifo is not even a credible person, a criminal-minded person, somebody who is in bed with criminals, with corrupt people, somebody who speaking about ritualistic killing of people behind the scene, somebody who's supposed to be prosecuting other people but is there involved with criminals. We knew that this thing is going to end up with some high level of dictatorship. Now, it is before our eyes. But again, I will repeat, Steve, if Kumi supporters, if ANC people continue to sit back supinely and do nothing, and sit back and allow these guys to play with them like they are doing right now, he will end up like Justice Janeh. It happened to Janeh because most of them thought, because this man is a Mandingo man, because he a Muslim man, it's okay. That was a bad precedent that was set. Liberal people talk about how outrageous it was. People show their resentments, but it was not to the extent that the government can say, you know what, this was bad, we will not do it again. Now they are going after commies. That means when the Liberian government, George Weah government, when they see anybody as a threat or as an opposition to them, then they will do everything to eliminate you, get rid of you. If they can't kill you, they want to humiliate you, they want to disrespect you, they want to make you look bad. That's not politics. That is creating an environment, a hostile environment, creating a condition that could give birth to some undesirable outcome. And that must stop. You know, when Serena Sifa talk about how you want Cummings to be declared a hostile witness, or he wants to cross-examine Cummings, he just want to flex muscle. He just want to be disrespectful. If it's not Liberia, Cummings and Serena Sifa got something to do. They got something to talk about. They just want to humiliate him, try to reduce him to the lowest they can go. But sometimes those things, leadership come with price. These are some of the prices Cummings is paying right now. If at all Cummings will be successful to be president, he got to pass through all of these things. In the end, the truth will rise. So, to the Musa Belete and Jomli then case, I didn't follow the ruling from NEC, but listening to Musa Belete was saying that the case is closed, that the National Election Commission recognized the 2021 Constitution that Musa is using and the Liberty Party is using to make their case against Nyomli and others. And according to Musa Belete, that they are the complainant. They complain Nyomli and other people for impersonation. Impersonation, for those of us who don't understand what that means, that they are saying that Nyomli and Dillon and other people should stop using Liberty Party's name. That they might be part of Liberty Party if they pay their due, that they were suspended for. If they cannot, then calling themselves Liberty Party, they call that impersonation. Like pretending to be, impersonation means to pretend to be somebody that you are not. Trying to carry the image of something or something that don't belong to you. Trying to fake something, in short, in other words. So, he is saying that the case of who is legitimate, who is not legitimate is no longer an issue. That the issue now is they call them for a conference, and that conference they're going to discuss about that issue of impersonation. They're going to discuss that. But moving forward, there is no case. There's no true Liberty Party. And I also heard Musa saying, you know, when they bring 10 people, we bring 100. When they bring 100, we bring 1,000 people. He said, you see, today when they were here, they behave. What I think, Steve, is that, anyway, before I say what I think, before I can say what I think about this whole thing, as is right now, based on what we heard today, where do we go from here? If you are in the Liberty Party?
Well, first of all, I want to say openly that Musa Belete did the right thing by going to the NEC and reporting that Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, Steve Zago, and other people are passing around and impersonating. That's creating more problems and more tension, more confusion in the country. Mind you, the NEC had ruled previously that They recognized the 2021 Constitution, not the 2015 Constitution. As Steve Zago, I said Steve Zago, Steven Zago, and he is not Steve Zago. I said Steve, people don't behave ridiculously like him. I said he was going to be machine, and that funny face was going to be on him. Look, Mr. Cannon, this is what's creating the noise. This is what's creating the noise. I'm not here to say to Senator Yomi Kanga Lawrence again, or to give her an open advice that she should go and pay back her money. I said this before, that two things would happen. The first thing that would happen is they will go to the court and try to tell them to stop impersonating. The second thing that will happen is they would legally remove Senator Yomi Kanga Lawrence from the chairmanship. She will not be the chairperson, or she will not be the political leader again. The 3 months to be able to pay her dues, those 3 months have elapsed. The term is out. Let me say this. I have nothing against the senator. As a matter of fact, I have called the senator my Oma. And I got no regret in calling her that. But at the end of the day, wherever the right is, we'll put it right there. On this one, she is wrong. She is absolutely wrong. And I don't care, they can go in heaven. They can go in hell. They come back. Mr. Kane, this case will be against them. Let them go anyway. The facts are glaring. You don't just wake up and say you will re-invoke or you will evoke the 20. That's not how it works. There are ways to do this thing. And the easiest way out of this thing was pay your dues first, get reinstated, and get the numbers on your side to make decisions. Any other way, it will not work. Whether you think or you feel or you believe Musa is this, Musa is that, Musa is a crook, he's a criminal or whatever it is, it does not change the fact of this case. It doesn't. The same way I've said here before, when we say some things, people, because we don't get thousands and thousands of followers, we don't get big platform, we don't loud mouths. Mr. Cannon, the same way I've said here, that United Party wake up in the head and went in the public and made a public pronunciation that, we're leaving the CPP. Listen, that social media talk, that media talk. The real talk is when they go to NEC and remove themselves. That's where the real issue is. Going in public and saying you move from CPP, that is your business, your responsibility there. So the same thing applies to Yomi Kanga Lawrence and the Liberty Party. I'm telling you today, let them go free candidate. In the 2023 election coming, let the thing remain like this. Let it remain like that. Let's see if they can free candidate under the name of Liberty Party. Let's see. And Steven Zago saying chairman, and he passing around, making himself look like a funny man in the town. I'm begging, when the time comes, let him go wrong. And General Captain wants to run on the Liberty Party ticket. The time comes, let him go wrong on the Liberty Party ticket. Let's see if NEP will allow them to register. You see, this is the thing we are talking about. These are some of the things we are talking. These guys are wasting time. Small shit we can say that better than big shit. Dating, and that's something for you to go get yourself out. Pay your dues, get reinstated, move to the next level. Move your next agenda and your strategy. All the other noises. And you know why I said today that today was one of the days I saw in my life. I almost gave up my country. Let me say this. I said this with George Weah people, and I'll say this to Liberty Party and the opposition. If y'all want to do other things, you can do it. But y'all please don't try to make our religion to appear that it has no value. Y'all please don't do that. The same way how I used to tell Joe Weah that the prayer team, they got a prayer team at the under the sycamore tree. The Omane used to assemble and they'll be praying so that Joe Weah can make mistake when you go and speak. It doesn't work like that. I told them they were wasting their time. They're making Christianity to look funny. And it's not the right thing to do. Please, they have our Omane Nane today praying, speaking in tongues, and doing all kind of unorthodox things.
You talking about the people that the
They
journalists that were
don't
calling
want it for Yumi Kim. I say
the one that were calling the prayer warriors.
the prayer warrior, they were there today. Why the prayer warrior they're not seeing a vision that the political
What were they
leader don't
doing?
pay or something? Why you gotta do this kind of thing to us? Eh? Say again. What's your question?
What happened? What were they doing? Singing or they were praying to God? What happened?
They open praise and worship, and the thing what I'm telling you, Mr. Kane, as funny as it sounded, it is embarrassing to our religion, Christianity. It's embarrassing, oh. It's
How?
embarrassing.
Why you say that?
Mr. Kane, let me ask you a question. When you're hungry, is that something that requires you to go and be speaking in tongue or be praying? And you're hungry?
Yeah.
And you gotta go look for food?
Yeah.
And you gotta go look for food to eat. That common sense. Why you go bring somebody on? You see, and what it speaks to me is bigger. It's bigger than just political. I've never, let me say this. This is a hypocrisy on this thing. I've never seen two Christians go to court and one Christian decide to go and start speaking in tongues. Because Musa, you see, they don't want to discuss some of these things in public. Because Musa is a Muslim man. So, look, let me tell you something, Mr. Kane. Our people, most of our people, this thing is deeper than we think. It's deeper than we think. It's deeper than we think. And they need to stop this nonsense. They need to stop this. This is ridiculous. Not only that they make fool out of our mothers today by carrying it in our house son and making it look like it, but the bigger picture behind it, let me tell you today, the bigger picture behind it, wanted to make this thing look like a Muslim against Christian. Point blank and period. There was no need to gather these people over there. There was no need for them to start singing songs and praising God, whatever. There's no need for that. That court, that church, the people went to neck. That legal issues. And the legal issues are simple. You can settle them very easily. They're not spiritual thing. That physical thing. So one person say, automatically they nullify. One person said they nullify this whole framework document. Then the other person say, no, it stands. What thing got to bring preaching Bene inside? What thing got to bring prayer Bene inside? What thing got to bring it? When we taught this thing, the people who are Christian will be writing us and be texting, oh, my man, you can't say the thing. My man, forget about the thing, forget about that thing. But these are the truth, Mr. Cannon. Why is it when two Christians go to the court, why they don't kind of open two different prayer requests or two different prayer groups? Prayer warrior, they don't show up there and start speaking in tongue, open praise and worship, open the place like crusade. What kind of nonsense is this? Why are you making fun of our religion? What is going on? And the religious people are sitting there and saying nothing and doing nothing about it. This is ridiculous. This is to turn one group of people against the other group of people because there was no need. Again, I will say there was no need. Like me or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter. But this thing that is sparking up, they want to make it look like a religious confrontation or a religious issue. And this is sad. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. Oh, so all the time Musa Benete were in the place there, were Liberty Party. Oh, you are not Muslim man. Oh, you are not fasting and praying to see that you are corrupt, and the money that you were giving it was a corrupt money. Okay, we can't go to the court now. Then this thing is problematic, and you need to stop it. This is not politics. Let's not mix the two together. It's not politics. You're going to take care of your legal issue. You're going to take care of you leave our religion out of this thing. Somehow we are Christians. You don't make Christianity a little funny in the town. We already got a president that passes around and talk a bunch of foolishness using our religion. We have called him out a couple of times. The religious leader, they're over there, they don't say nothing. Now we are seeing people from the opposition want to do the very same thing. This is ridiculous. It must stop. You don't assemble our own money. If you ain't got nothing to do, it's a disrespect to our own money. If you ain't got nothing to do, the own money, y'all won't find a prayer. Y'all carry them to your place there and y'all go there so that they can go and do the prayer there. Why come and make the thing know that there's some kind of religious problem we're having? Why? This is a common sense issue. Come to the court. and you want to be impersonating, y'all want to be passing it around, be taking, thing that when we said the thing from the beginning, then y'all go to the court. So you stop making the thing like it's one group against another. No, it's not one group against another. Now Liberians, we are all Liberians. Y'all can have your Islamic phobic, that's fine. Keep it in your head, move around. That's okay. But trying to make this thing look like it's some kind of religious thing or it's some kind of religious competition or that one religion against another religion is bad. The optics are bad, and the things. Why is the other people going to attack the woman?
So it's like you're saying that they were kind of like trying to hide behind the religion or religion to go and make it look like a Muslim man fighting a Christian woman?
Yes. Listen, this is the deeper. Let me tell you something, Mr. Kane. This is the deeper connotation, conversation, and message that they're trying to send. Let me tell you today. Let me say this. The things that some of y'all don't know on Facebook, the things that some of y'all don't think about, the things that some of y'all can rationalize, y'all can sit and process. We stay up nights, days to process them. When we talk, we don't talk because we want to talk or we hate anybody. We talk because we know exactly what we're saying. And when we say these things in public, we're on record. That's why you see, I can bring my face here. I put my what do you call it on it?
For some reason, your signal is not being good to you today. It's been blurry and stuff. So for some reason, it can clear, then sometimes it goes back.
Yes, I'm not sure. Hold on, I'm not sure what's going on.
It's internet. Just go ahead. It's the internet problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of things running here at the same time. So just give me 1 second. Let me turn something on, Mr. Kane. Please, just give me 1 second.
Okay. So after Steve have given his after Steve finish, I will tell you exactly what I think.
So Mr. Kane, sorry for that. How do it's better now, right?
Yeah, much better. I don't
Much
know
better,
what
right?
was going on. Yeah, it's clear. It's clear now.
Yeah, today no school, so the young man, they may just do all kind of different things and got different gadgets on at the same time, so it's slowing the internet down.
What you need to do just to turn off some of those things. And, yeah.
Mr. Kane, let me tell you something today. And you know me for this. And that's why most of our people don't like. I've always said this. Where the truth belongs, I will put the truth. And I'm glad that I come from both religions. I have both backgrounds. So I can make the case for either or. I'm not biased. I'm not seeking favor for any one group. If I was seeking favor for any one group, then I probably wouldn't be Christian. I would just be non-religious. But this is a dangerous, wrong message they are sending. As evidenced by this, listen to this. Every time they call on Musa Benete, what do they say? Maningo men wanted the people party for them. And now what they can say?
Maningo man, yeah.
Muslim men wanted the people party for them. That's exactly what they say. They think what they say behind closed door. They think what they can talk in public. When we analyze it and bring a bigger picture to the public, that Bible say that war won't bring the country, that problem won't bring. And the truth, that mean tell them say them go tell oh man and go and pray there. That mean tell them what sense does it even make for you to take a legal case? It can't bring religious thing in it. You think about it. When was the last time two Christians now go to court? Then one Christian group take another Christian group, take the prayer band, bring the prayer band, let the prayer band come pray, start singing religious songs, start bouncing around. They are trying to portray an image that this is a Christian against Muslim war or Christian against Muslim case, point blank and period. They don't want to hear this, but this is the fact. I'm not here to be on your funny little thing. I told you I'm part of your little groups. I'm not inside. I would rather die saying the truth than to keep the truth in me and be saying that and be murmuring and be looking funny in the country. I'm not going to do that. I'm not part of that thing. I like to say the truth and I like to speak with the truth. The truth is, this is the image they're trying to portray. This is the image to appeal to public sentiment, especially those who are Christians. And this is exactly what they want to do. This is exactly what the image they want to send. across to the country. And this is wrong. It's ridiculous. When they started last time when Musa Belede went to NEC, they started knocking on a car. They started doing the other one. They started doing that one. That was provocation in itself. It is wrong. It is wrong. Go and make your case. If CDC does that, it is wrong. If the opposition do it, it is wrong. I don't care who does it. When it's wrong, it is wrong. So they need to stop. This foolery needs to stop. And you'll stop using our religion. You'll stop using our religion. We are Christian. We value Christianity. And I will say this to all Christians. If you sit there and allow people to use you, why is it when they're going to make a political decision as a Christian, they don't call you? They don't call you before. They say, let's seek the law face inside before we make a decision. They don't call you before. When the senator, they were taking the 30,000, they all call the church. They say, let's seek the law's face. Huh? When the senator then decided that they would take money from Musa Belede, who are Muslim men, and take gifts from him or whatever it is, did they ever call the church inside? You don't drag the church into your nonsense. You're carrying out your foolishness somewhere else. You're carrying somewhere else. You don't spoil our religion. Because at the end of the day, I'm saying this, Mr. Kane, for the greater good.
So let me ask you though. You think those people that went there, the prayer warriors, you think they just went there on their own, or you think it was planned and organized by Yombly and Dillon and other people to say they should go and do it? You think those people could, as members of the Liberty Party, can just decide to go on their own and do that, or you think this was something planned in advance?
Well, I wouldn't want to say Dillon or Yombly. I wouldn't want to directly.
I'm talking about Yombly's side of the group. You think
yes, this was a coordinated thing. It was coordinated plan. It was coordinated plan and well carried out and orchestrated as to appeal to the Christian Liberians and appeal to public sentiment to those who are Christian. Those who are Christian fanatics who don't put in reality checks to where it need to be. So yes, and I will even go further to say they were probably paid or sponsored by some group of people to ensure that this was perpetrated. This image was displayed in public. It is wrong today. It is wrong tomorrow. It will be wrong forever. Let me tell you something. Mr. Kane. Some days, I question myself. One of the leaders said something. He was not a Christian. And I'm forgetting his name. And I will paraphrase what he said. I forgot his name. I'll paraphrase what he said. He said he nearly became a Christian. He was nearly persuaded to become a Christian. I think it was for one of the Roman leaders or whatever it is back in the days. But when he noticed how Christian behavior is and how the scripture or how the Bible is, they don't align. So he was not convinced to become a Christian. Let me say this to you today, Mr. Kane. I'm a Christian and I'm proud to be a Christian. And I'm glad I know God for myself. I'm glad that no pastor, no man of God, I don't care whether you get fire jumping from your mouth. There is nothing you can convince me on about God. No, that's not true. There is no teaching or no preaching that will mesmerize me enough to take away reality and replace it with Christianity or spirituality. The reason I'm saying this is one of the religions that is easily marketable, that people can then use. The same way how Donald Trump said in America that if he wanted to run for presidency, he would run as a Republican because the Republicans are stupid. Guess what happened? Christianity is one of the vehicles or one of the religions. I'm saying it today. I'm saying that as a bona fide Christian. I'm saying it. It's one of the religions that any foolishness you want to do, pass through that religion. It will happen in the twinkle of an eye. It's in Christianity that your pastor can tell you, say, politics, not for Christian, but the same pastor putting holy oil on politician head, going in the dark and collecting small money from politicians. And the same religion we're talking about here. The same religion that told you a few minutes ago that, oh, you can get into politics. And we are Christian, we can get into politics. But the same religion too, almost all of the people in historical facts from Bible days, Joseph in the Bible, who is one of the key persons that saved Israel, whatever they God used to save Israel, Moses, all of these guys, most of these guys, guess what? They work in government, they operated in government, they serve in high position in government. So you see it? But then they come and tell you, because they want to keep you as religious slaves and keep your mind confined, they tell you, we Christian, we're not supposed to be involved with politics. And we're not supposed to be involved with politics. I hear someone tell me the other day, Christian, we're not supposed to be, we're just supposed to seek the law first. Okay. But when politicians will make laws, guess who it affects? It affects the Christian and the Muslim though. Exactly. So that is my point. My point is, what was done today at NEC, bringing our Oman, what knowingly or unknowingly, what was done at NEC today, Mr. Kane, I'm telling you, is to send an image, is to send a picture, is to send a message to Liberians that this was a Christian against Muslim thing. Point blank. You go sugarcoat it however you want to do it. It was never about the case today. It was never about the case. Let me tell you, it was not about the case because they tried the first one, they never got any response.
So now the way the case is right now, if you believe what we heard today, that means there's no more fighting about legitimacy. Now that Musa Belete is saying they are fighting now, they complain that the people should stop using the Liberty Party name. And then that means the prayer that was performed by the prayer warrior was not answered today.
Exactly my point.
So now, where do we go from here? What next?
Where do we go from here?
Mm-hmm.
The Yomblis side should stop using the logo or the new Liberty Party. They are at liberty to go and open a new party and register with NEC. No problem with that. But they should start using the name and the logo Liberty Party. If they want to use the name Liberty Party, guess what they need to do? They need to go to the NEC. Not to the NEC. The thing is simple. Go get on a payment plan or pay your money, all of those who are suspended. Get back into your party. Get back into your party, Mr. Kane. Why are you passing around and doing all these different things? And like Joseph Baga, who is responsible for the CPP for not being the chairman, and he can just go and say he will not be chairman. That's not true. That is not true. I see you need the party president and jumping around and misbehaving. Yeah, just looking at that.
So let me tell you something. Let me say this, Steve. Two things happened today. Number one, if Liberty Party, which Musa is the chairman and I think political leader, is the Liberty Party, that means CPP as it stands has two parties in it, state, legal. And if that's also stand to be true, it means CPP still exists as a collaborating political parties. It is more than one party. So Shukumis then, since the Liberty Party that is legally registered as the Liberty Party endorsed him, Shukumis go around now, start reaching out to other people, like other political parties, the likes of ACO, Mr. Gentleman, and the other people, Jeremiah Wapodem, the party, everybody else. Should they start going there now? Since two parties left, Shukumis and Musa now start going after those people and get more parties to get involved with the CPP, or should they just let go the CPP, the name CPP, and then continue as Liberty, as ANC? Because it would not sound well to me if ANC did decide to go as ANC and then at the same time working together with Musa Bility. Because if it's collaboration, it was endorsed by Musa Bility and the Liberty Party because there was a collaboration. But if Kumi decide, okay, let's dissolve the CPP, what happened next? Will you advise Kumi to stick with the CPP since they are legally two different parties, and then add other people to the collaboration, or just dissolve the CPP and go as ANC?
That's what kind of the thing what was going to do for consultancy that the strategy you want for the poor SIL. The Liberty Party or the ANC people, if they want
to them for free.
Okay. From a strategic standpoint, the first thing I would say is the document at NEC is still recognized by the government of Liberia. So that legitimizes the current CPP. Now, I'm not sure as to the route to change the name CPP and the brand or the name CPP. And the reason I would say they could attempt to change the name or the brand CPP in as much that it's recognized. Maybe there can be places there where they can change that brand or that name or that title. I would say they can change it into something different. The reason for it is because the name itself, the brand itself, these guys have tried to kill this brand. They have put some dent and some things on it. So from my understanding of things, I would urge them to keep the document that is there at NEC. If they want to do any revision or they want to tweak some things in there as to make it an open playing field after everything is settled from the court, they can do that and resubmit, but keep the name or keep the brand. The name, they can try to tweak it. But here is why I would urge them to not leave that CPP. Here's why I urge them to not leave that CPP. United Party will pay the price because they cannot feed. You see, it's strategic as well. ALP, listen, Benana UA, a vassal there or whatever committee or whatever they are writing and saying, they finally came to a resolution that they got to leave the CPP and they asking Benana UA to come to that. Listen, all those things in the Bible say that Fiamumu, they're not going nowhere. They can do that in the party, no problem. I'm talking about legally. Same thing with United Party, whether the board, the advisory committee, or whoever went and sat and said he should leave, that is fine. They can go in the little homes, in the headquarters, and decide to leave. That is fine. Guess what? They have not left the CPP from the legal standpoint. Let nobody fool you. This is the bigger picture that they don't get.
And most of those followers, they don't understand that.
They don't get this part.
Maybe the level is cannot give them that understanding, because right now everybody legally CPP stays CPP. Everybody stay in it until you can go and legally remove yourself.
And the process to remove yourself is even longer and tedious and expensive. I will tell you that. So here is the thing. You keep it, and these guys, they see what I can babu, and they won't be bad. Then they'll have to go on cover and support. Guess what happens? They cannot go as Unity Party to rest any party. That means evidently, you know what it does to Joseph Yuma Boakai? You know what it does to Joseph Yuma Boakai? You and I know that Joseph Yuma Boakai will not run. But even if he were to run in his dream, he will be disqualified from running as a Unity Party partisan. So that means
Steve, you know what is departure doing we do for DNB? We'll give him an easy route.
Yes, an excuse. Perfect excuse.
Well, I wanted to run, but the people say I can't run because of the document. So that means saying that let's destroy the CPP, that's what they want. But if communists and the Liberty Party decides, you know what, let's continue with the CPP and even add, it will be open the door.
Yes, to other members
to join. I can see Akko will join. I can see Mr. Jonathan can join, and other people. why the guy will
Now
come
you
to
get
join
the point.
that I can say other people they can join, but
Oh,
I
Liverpool.
think the exit clause, right? I think the exit clause should be changed. Let the people go. Let the people go run whatever they want to run.
Exactly.
But let it keep the CPP. Let other parties, because you know what? In every country, mostly for the most part, you will never see three major parties. You always be two big parties, and other parties will be on on the side.
Yes.
So the name CPP is now a brand that is recognized in the entire nation. And when it comes to making comparison of opposition to that of the government, people always go back to CPP and CDC.
Exactly.
So keeping the CPP as is will be better. Will be better. But I want to say something about about Liberty Party. I've tried this in private, but I will say it here in public. I think Yomli and Musa Belete should reconcile the differences. They should reconcile. It's good for Musa, it's good for Yomli, and it's good for the Liberty Party. All this beating your chest, it's not going to take you anywhere. It's not good for Liberia. And what I can say, whether you're supporting Komis or you're supporting Bwaka, it's not a smart move to break down your home simply because you want to support other people's home. No matter what you do, you're not going to be a Liberty partisan. And even if you decide to join or I'm sorry, Unity Party, that stigma is still going to be on you. Liberty Party. You wouldn't even be comfortable to be looked at as something else if not Liberty Party. Musa Belete is the same thing. Even if no matter what happens at the end of the day, you're not going to be NC. You still want to be looked at as Liberty Party unless you decide to let go the idea of Liberty Party and join the ANC. So the best you guys can do is to make peace. In fact, the fight, like in the Mandingo, when two people are fighting, when you see the fight going too long, you have not seen a winner yet or a powerful person yet. But once you know one winner or one powerful, somebody stronger than the other person, that's the time people should, now, the winner, you're not the powerful one. You say, you know what? When you knock somebody down, don't keep beating on them. It's time for you to end the fight. You two, the man that is on the floor, the person on the floor, you can say, well, I've at least I'll fight. I've tried my best, but this person is stronger than me. Let's move on. Everybody now know their position. I'm speaking from a legal standpoint. Legally, Musa Belete has an edge. Also, anything that will keep you fighting against each other, that's what this government will like. And that's what they will support. If you go to court 1,000 times, they will settle it in a way that will keep you fighting each other. I think Yomli should agree that Musa and the people that recognize that, let it just go. If this is about due payment, let it pay the due. Let it have a conversation. Yomli remain as the political leader, Musa remain as the chair. Let it move on. And then have a conversation. Now that we know that Yomli and Dillon are leaning towards Boakai, Now we know that Musa and the entire Liberty Party now have given their support to Komis. Now everybody know everybody's position. So everybody knows exactly where everybody stands. But you can't burn your house down for other people. You'll come together. You'll put your act together so that tomorrow you can all look at each other's face and say, hey, it was a fight, it was a good fight, but you won. Let's move on. But let me tell you, Steve, if this is not done, this fight will go beyond election. It will go beyond politics. It will go personal. It will degenerate into something else. I'm saying it, and I know it happened. Some of these people who are telling Yombly, no, Liberty Party, the Basa Poor Party, don't let Mandingo men to take it from you. They are fooling you. Yombly knows better. They are fooling you. When Musa spent his money on this party when Councillor Bronski was alive, he was not Mandingo man at that time. He was not Muslim man. Musa spent a lot of money on the Liberty Party. Musa was given the position as the party campaign manager for Bronski just 2017, just yesterday. Musa is not an outsider. Musa is deeply rooted. All the people that are supporting Musa and the Liberty Party or on that executive committee, if you count them, how many of them are Mandingo? How many of them are Muslim? You think the people are stupid? You think the people are just follow? They will just follow anything? I think they know the truth. I think they know the truth. They know what Musa have done. They know what Musa is capable of doing for the Liberty Party. So I think it's very important that Musa and Yombly to get their act together and forget about this fight. Now that Musa is a legitimate legal chairman of the party, except that Yombly, you can still be the standard bearer. Let the argument be about who you guys should support. Let the fight be about that. But at least have a party. Right now, the party is one-sided, but it's with Musa and the executive committee. Somebody will argue. I've had this discussion before. Somebody will argue, Yombly got support in Basel. Musa will get some support in Nimba. All of them can get people in Monserrado and all part of the country. But how good is the support if it's useless? Your support can only be good when you can compete. Unless you change your name. But if you're going to remain Liberty Party, you can have all the support in Basel and anywhere. You can preach tribal politics. You can preach religion politics. But in the end, legality is what matters. When legality kicks in, you will not be able to compete for anything. So how good is your support group? How good is your base? So what I'm saying right now, Yombly may have, that's to our credit, Yombly get a base. The number, I don't know. How big is the base? I don't know, because I can't speak for after this fight, a lot going on. But I know one thing. You cannot use that support if you cannot register. You cannot use that support if you cannot compete. Unless you be like Prince Johnson, by selling your support or supporters to any party during the election time. They say, well, I'm supporting this person, and we'll follow you, we'll follow you to support that person. It will not be relevant. The political capital is only useful when you can compete. When you cannot compete, you just get it's nothing. Equally so, if you try to make this thing trouble or religion, that means you are making recruitment for Musa. Steve was talking about it, but I didn't want to talk about that part. If you make this religion or trouble, that means you are inviting other people from Musa tribe and his religion. If you say this is about party, it's about tribe and this and that, people say, well, nobody want to leave their own alone. People will also come and rally around Musa and see who got number. So I don't think that's all the things are necessary. All you need to do right now is to get your act together, resolve the internal problem. Then the discussion be who you want to support. Either you guys decide as party, like everybody already done, support committees, or if you can have your problem resolved, then you can go and get back on the table and decide how you want to go about it. But if the fighting should be about who to support, it shouldn't be about legitimacy anymore. That fight is done. Unless you go to this court now, you go to court, Supreme Court, and you go to Supreme Court, you will get the same result because the same neck will come and justify and tell the Supreme Court why, especially Liberia, the Supreme Court will get the court system we have. They're all the same. You're not going to win anything. Anywhere you go. So long Supreme Court, so long the Election Commission said Musa is illegitimate, they go to Supreme Court, you go to any court, the same thing they will say. So leave the fight. Come back together. Somebody will say, yeah, Musa got the paper, Musa got the legality, Nyomli got the people. Maybe Musa can get people too. Maybe. Just maybe. Some people that were now the Water Party person for whatever reasons, but if you want to bring it on the religion way, religious, you want to bring religious challenges, why? Because they made a Muslim man, this and that. Some Muslim people will follow him. If you say because they made a Mandingo man, some Mandingo people will follow him. And Musa got money to campaign. That's just a fact. Politics is not cheap. That means you're giving a man tools to fight with. You want to fight a man legally. You want to fight a man based on facts. But forget about the religion aspect. Forget about the trouble aspect. If you do that, you are recruiting people for this guy. Now all the Mandingo people will go there because we are not group thinkers. But a lot of people will go there. But the time you attach religion or trap to something, trust me, other people will feel emboldened to say, you know what? We got to do this. So, I don't know whether they will listen, but we will try to talk to everybody to cool off. Now that the decision is made, let people cool off and, get together. Let bygone be bygone. People kill each other. They say, you came and you came and we'll vote for you. So the other fire, it should finish now and let people move on. Now that's my advice to both Musa and Nyomli. I'm saying this public. I will try to, try the practical. Not when I'm saying it, but I would practicalize what I'm saying here by reaching out to both of them. Let them put this thing behind them and move on. So at least at least what's going on right in Liberia will not continue after 2023, regardless of what happened. You don't want to see your country suffering for another 6 years after Jowea, the first 6 years. Steve.
Well, Mr. Kane, that's a good initiative. I hope it works. But from the look of things, there seem to be two things playing: the bad blood and the ego. But like you said, the facts have been established. We've said this from day one. It is clear that Musa Ability is in charge of the Liberty Party until Senator Yumbi Kanga Lawrence can make a payment and be reinstituted as the political leader. That's undisputed. And as we speak now, in terms of support in the country, let me just be honest with you. Yes, Senator Yumbi Kanga Lawrence could and does have a base in Grand Bassa, and maybe in some part of Montserrado, and maybe around the country at large. However, the dynamics are shifting. Things are not the same. Things are not the same, especially with the huge public outcry and scrutiny from the public. Nobody is monopolizing the territory anymore. This issue of base and no base is going away gradually, to be very honest. It's going away gradually. And if we want to speak of base and of constituencies or whatever it will be, then Western Gafile has a base as well. Then Genital Kapi has a base as well. Steve Zago has a base. But Mr. Kane, the bigger picture here is, at the end of the day, like you said, they need to come together. I doubt if they're willing to come together. But what I will say, and I'll continue to say, if they choose to come together, Senator Yumbi Kanga Lawrence must pay the money. She must pay that money.
Which money did they do?
The due, she must pay.
I mean, this thing is about beating that money. I don't think that money is even a problem for Yumbi. Yumbi can pay that money. But you know, when people are beating, when you're beating your chest, a percentage is no longer about money. It's about now, who am I?
Exactly.
Who am I to,
So I know she can afford it.
She can afford it, and she has the money. But
Right,
the
I
thing
know
about
she can
it,
afford it.
you know, in terms of when people are fighting Steve, a lot can happen. But when they
Right.
all decide to say, you know what, let's put, you know, those things behind us and move on, they will pay. Let me tell you, if things were going good, you think they will even talk about this money? They were going to talk about, they were going to settle it behind the scene.
And I want to get it. I want to get it. I want to get Mr. Cummings. I want to get Mr. Cummings and those in charge of the CPP. Since Bwaga has neglected his position temporarily, I think his tenure will be expiring very soon as well. Since he neglected his position, I want to make an open request, and maybe we'll make a written request. If the people then left and they owe the CPP and they decide to leave in ahead and on social media or in the media, let them pay the money that they owe. Your man, make sure, because no. The reason I'm saying them is okay, these things are very important. The reason I'm stressing on Senator Yumbi Kanga Lawrence paying that money, which I know she can afford, is this. It sets precedent. Look, Mr. Kane, if you say somebody don't like you, don't give them a reason for them to come after you. Don't do that. Don't set the stage for it. Then later on you can say, oh, the person don't like me, or the person was looking for something to hunt me. Guess what? Pay that money, clear the air. When you clear the air, take over the party, then you began the process of whether that reform, whether that go in this place or whether that go in that place. But until then, and so to the CPP, to your CPP people will be coming to check your record here, say the record here that top secret.
So
you can
so
have
let,
the same one on the record.
let me ask you, Steve.
Yes, sir.
If one party decide or accept our request for them to make peace, and whatever party refuses, What does that say about that person or that party? I'm talking about the fight within the Liberty Party. Because I'm trying to talk to reach to
Well,
both parties. But I'm
here
telling
is it.
you, if one party agree and the other party say no, I don't want peace. Well, what does that say?
Well, it has to depend on the condition of peace.
Okay.
You understand? So peace cannot be peace if the peace will be skewed. And one person will benefit from it and leaving the other person as a victim. So
Okay. Let me give you a draw a scenario.
and
Musa, as Liberty Party was leading to this fight, to go back to, I don't know, they call it status quo antique. So let's say go back to where it was before. Musa remains the chairman of the Liberty Party. Yombly remains the political leader of the Liberty Party. No problem of this person firing or this person suspending. Let it come together. Let the discussion be about how they can respectfully support any individual within the country, how they want to go about that. Let the discussion be centered about who they can support and why they should support this person. But the idea of who is who, who is suspended, who is not suspended, they should do away with that. That means that's a scenario. If that is a scenario, and somebody said no, somebody said
well, the first thing I want to clarify is the issue of support. Senator Yomi Kanga Lawrence has not declared who she will support, but as by association, we the public can deduce that she's leaning more towards Joseph Boakai by association and by her moves. Now again, this is just an assumption and by what we see in the public. She has not openly declared that, so I want to clear that. However, on the contrary, the Liberty Party has openly endorsed Mr. Cummings.
yeah.
So going to, I don't know whether I should use the word only endorsed him or whatever it is.
No, I don't think that would be
Exactly. So even if they were to come back together, the question now will be, is Senator Lumley Kanga Lawrence willing to fall in line with the party?
Yeah, but
support she wants to support Boakai.
Yeah, but both Yombly and Dillon had nice openly said to say we are supporting Boakai. Dillon is leaning. And Yombly is yet to say anything. And everything that's going on right now, I think that's because of the fight.
Okay, that's true. You have a point there, Mr. Kane. But what I'm also saying is, are they willing to come to the table and say they will support Cummings, or the party can support the ANC or Cummings, and they will go and support whoever they want to support? That would be all for take. But here is why here's why I wouldn't suggest. Here's why
up for discussion.
Here's why I wouldn't. In as much as I'm not a Liberty Party guy, I was leaning towards them. In as much as I'm not a Liberty Party guy, I'm leaning towards that of Cassette now. But in as much as I'm not a Liberty Party guy, yeah, that of Cassette, I'm a boy. I'm leaning towards him. Yeah, I'm a boy. So we're talking about that. I try to keep all the men dressing, but like you say, but here is what
I like him though.
Here's what I would suggest.
Not for being president, but I like him.
In all honesty, here's what I would suggest. To be honest with you, here's what I would suggest. I wouldn't suggest the Liberian mentality of let's just forget about the whole suspension business and let's just come together to no, that will not work. You see, that is the problem we have. When something happens, we don't address them. We think we can cover it up, we can sugarcoat it, and we can just walk or move past it. That's not how we function, because guess what happened, Mr. Kanye? What you've done is you've laid a layer on top of the problem. It's like you put a band-aid on a sore, but that sore is not healed. Mr. Kanye, the moment something happens or something touches that, guess what? That thing will pop open. So what I'm saying is, even if they want to reconcile, let the right thing be done.
Yeah.
We'll take cost. Let the right thing be done.
We're taking cost?
Yeah, we'll take cost. But Mr. Kane, here's something also I wanted to make to clarify about the whole CPP thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm trying to get the number while you do that.
Joseph Newman Boaka lied to the Liberian people in his speech.
When?
Oh, when he gave a speech.
Which speech?
That they leaving the CPP.
The man didn't lie, man. That was what they gave him to read. The man just went ready.
No, Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane. Joseph Newman Boaka is not a little boy. Nobody put gun to his head.
No, that's what they gave him to read, man. You saw the man was not even comfortable reading it. That's what
it doesn't make a difference, Mr. Kane. We hold it, they'll keep a key for a mouth. So whoever wrote it, whatever it is, that person don't take credit for it. We give credit to the reader of that thing. When he said that they have come to a conclusion to dissolve the CPP. He and who come to a conclusion to dissolve the CPP. You don't dissolve the CPP in your mouth or in your head. That's not how it works. So Joseph Newman Boaka deliberately lied. Let me say this. These things, we got to point them out because these are red flags. Joseph Newman Boaka deliberately lied to the Liberian people with dry face. And he needs to be called out for that. You cannot be an elderly statement and be passing around in public and be lying. It doesn't represent a good image. It doesn't present well. And people want to pass it, like nothing happened. Yes, he lied. And it shouldn't be that way. It should not be that way. Older men should not be lying to younger people.
So yeah, they said they have all decided to go separate way.
No, to dissolve. He used the word dissolve as well. To dissolve.
That?
Yes. So that is not the right thing to do.
I heard you say we are all this, we're going to go separate way.
He and nobody going the separate way. He and nobody agree to go the separate way. If they choose to go the separate way in their head or to the media, that's fine. It's okay. Mr. Okana, I can walk out tomorrow morning and say, guess what happened? I'm going to be on
so let me ask you. So Boaka just went over there and said we have decided to go separate way without the approval of other people. I think they all agree they don't want to go.
Who all agree they want to go?
They wouldn't think about it. The three of them, Boaka, Yombly, and Yuri. But anyway.
No. When he said all agreed to go a separate way, we'll take it into context. They were full into it. When you assume that all four of you have agreed, I think that's the best.
No. It was not Yombly. I mean, what is
no.
Yuri Boaka agreed to go.
No. Then he should have provided clarity.
Because the other party is saying it.
That's what I'm saying. He should have provided the clarity and the context to that conversation. First of all, Yombly was not a factor in this thing because she doesn't have a political party that she represents. We have to be clear on that one. You see that? So she was not a factor.
Yombly was there for the picture, but in terms of party representation, it was Boaka and Yuri.
Exactly. And so at the end of the day, he lied because now for them, you are in a collaboration for you. You are not speaking on behalf of the ALP. ALP is a separate party by itself. It's a separate entity. So we got to get these facts right.
So what about getting? So when they say now that we decided to go separate way, do they still need to go to NEC? They say we found a collaboration, and now we are leaving.
Yes, they still need to do the right thing because that's the right precedent. That is the right thing to do, Mr. Kane. Let me tell you something. I said this before and I'll say it. I give the analogy of a house. If you're renting a house, you have a legal lease that's in your name or like in you and somebody's name. And you decide, me and you renting a place, 2 or 1 will sign a lease for 1 year, 12 months. And in 6 months or in 3 or 4 months, you decide, you say, you know, I got a new place over there, or, I want to move to the other side of town, I like that side of town. Mr. Kane, that's fine. You can come and tell me, you can go and write on Facebook that you moved, you found a new spot. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But guess what happened? It doesn't mean that you're not legally obligated to the rent over there, though. Because should there be any eviction, guess what? It impacts and it affects both of us. Mm-hmm. Whether you move out of the house or you not move out of the house. And this is simple and plain. This is what we are saying. Do the right thing and leave. It's okay to do all these little publicity stunts and go on Facebook and be acting the way you're acting. That's fine. No problem with that. But do the right thing. Go to NEC, remove yourself from there. Then we know that you are legally, you have no binding, you have nothing going on. You are not responsible for anything that they give. My friend, until then, even if you pass around with picture or a t-shirt that you've left the CPP, you are making no sense to yourself legally and logically. You are just setting yourself for failure down the line. So yes, Joseph Numa Boaga lie, and I'm not afraid. If I can say Joe Weah lie, I can say Joseph Numa Boaga lie. If Cummins lies, I will say he lied. Bernard Ewell, I don't care for that your political thing. I don't want to be politically correct. I will say as it is. Yes, the old man lied to us, and he shouldn't be doing that.
All right, so let's give the let's keep that get the line open. 480-401-2081 is the first number, and we have 480 again. 862-0783. We also have the WhatsApp number 202-871-6800. I mean 6800. So you can call any of those three numbers and then you will get. Let me pin down. 480-81. What did I say? Let me see the time here because it's already 1 o'clock. So I don't know how long we'll be here for, but
yeah, we can take about 5 to 10 calls and we're done.
Yeah, but if I had to go, I will leave you.
Yeah, most definitely. If you have to go, we can take the next 5 to 10 calls and we should be good.
Okay. All right. Somebody calling already here. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? Just don't get the number safe. Hello?
Yes, how you doing? This is Prince.
Prince William?
Prince Williams from Tennessee.
From Tennessee. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Ziegler, I listened and I want to thank you for so much, you and Steve, and also thanks to the KSTV management.
They may say that the station anyway. Be here from the beginning, but you can't even get it. It's a KSTV.
Oh Lord!
This is SKTV.
SKTV.
Okay.
Yes, you don't want to put it on purpose. Who can buy shit? I don't remember what it is. You still keep it private.
All right.
My concern. I know you and Moses, you've really been having your teeth on this whole CPP saga, even from the beginning of this CPP. And you guys are very much knowledgeable about where we come from and where we are as regards the CPP. But what's confusing me and what I see is missing.
Mm-hmm.
We who the people, the Liberian people, who these full political individuals or parties into, and they say the dollars this idea of this collaboration that will be able to help to enhance our aspiration. Don't we have respect and regards for institutions? Because as far as I'm concerned now, this has been institutionalized because it has been brought to us. We accepted it. We supported it. As a result of our support, the leg of Dillon is having 9 years now as a senator.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we have a little bit of respect for our institution? The CPP document is there. So go and read the document. Why can't we say one day let the institution take preeminence? The same thing happening in the Liberty Party. Yeah, you can have your feelings about what his name, Musa Belete. You can hate him all you want. Musa Belete is only doing one thing. He's playing the politics based on the rule of the institution. Musa Belete is heavily supported by the institution called Liberty Party. That's why Musa Belete is being successful in all his legal battles and all this rambling that is going on. You know, and Yomikanga don't want to play according to the institution. They see a reason they fought what his name Bronski for, and we're not even speaking of Bronski on his death bed. Then they think they're honoring now because of ego and greed. Now we come to the CPP. It's an institution. Joseph Boaga said he want to be president by all means. Come and say you want to be president by all means. The other two people say we don't care about being president, we just want to be there to support who we want to support. Why can't these two people go and come to the Liberian people and tell the Liberian people, look, this is our vision, this is our dream, and let the Liberian people decide. Go to the primary or whatever process that has been defined within the framework document. But no, Unity Party don't want to go to the primary because they feel that they will not be, they don't stand the chance. And why they feel that they won't stand the chance? Because one man is working harder than the other. He's gaining ground. Now it comes to us now as a people. Then we sit there We are celebrating the CPP as an institution being aborted or not miscarriage, being deliberately aborted. But the same men who promised that in your acceptance speech that CPP is going through a childbirth process, and he will make sure that that baby is delivered safely, and the joy will come at the end of that childbirth. The same men who promised all that. That's what Moses said, the men lie, then people get vexed. You can't lie to people and blatantly let that expect them to just.
My man, the same thing again. That time they wrote the man for the men to say that what the men went and said. They wrote to different thing to do it again. When men go to write to go read. Men can just go read the thing.
So you the one that can put the milk on the money caramel. Or they want to be making it loud. The men are loud to him.
No, the men just went to read the thing.
He won the presidency before he go to his grave. He's desperate. But I don't care about him being desperate. Anybody can have an aspiration.
I disagree with that. Baka not desperate. They can just get Baka Tina to go read it. They're not desperate. Yeah.
They see all of them knew about it. They formulated this thing. The exit strategy is see all of them to bind each party to the institution called CPD. It was all of them had here because the share companies were on the door.
Still, you got calls coming, right? Okay.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, so because download line still routed to your phone number, so the call will be coming to you.
They already can go again, Kami will not go anywhere. Kami will be trapped there and will use Kami money for the conspiracy against it. Or Kami flip the whole thing by going and working along with the people getting in the intricate billing is number up. All of them flip up, they brought black voting. The black reporting against black voting. They brought something else again, the black reporting against it. They say, let's go to the primary. Let's go to the primary. What's so much going to the primary? If you see you got a number, go to the primary. So it's simple. We the Labrador Post will protect the institution. The institution will not die because Joseph Boga wanted to die. It will not die because Kamis wanted to die. It will not die because your Eric Costa wanted to die. Eric Costa said, you don't want to be the CPP, you don't want to kill it. So we're lying this, we're destroying the whole institution because we are individual greed. We should be angry. We should be mad at those players that right now. Cummings, ALP, all of them, we should be mad with them so that they keep this institution alive. So we are already paying our down payment.
Thank you.
And you'll be kind of senators because the trust will hide the institution called CPP.
Please, thank you very much.
CPP will not die. CPP should not die because the institution of the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 443. Last DJ is 3356.
Yeah, my brother Siku. This is Prince Sharif. How are you?
Oh, from one prince to another prince? From Prince William to Prince Sharif. Prince Sharif, go ahead, sir. How you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And let me say hi to my brother there, Moses, and to the many listeners. I want to first of all begin by saying thanks to the Almighty God, the Almighty Allah, for the safe arrival of the delegation, from the people and the government of the United States of America to Liberia. I want to thank God for the safe arrival of these people. It's very interesting this afternoon, this evening, or this morning, depending on where the listeners are and where they are listening, to us from. But I think the attitude as exhibited right here by my brother Moses is the kind of attitude that we expect from people within the opposition bloc. Now, what am I saying? Moses here is unapologetic. He's very serious this particular afternoon and is very robust in providing the facts to the Liberian people. Now, these are the kind of things that other people within the opposition should take cue from. No, let's look in the faces of these people when they are wrong, my brother, and tell them that they are wrong. We should not cover it up. It's unfortunate because, like my brother Moses, and many others, now it has reached to the place where everything now chakla, if we say in the Liberian way, before they are coming up. The reason for which some of these people are coming up is because they are now seeing what we said yesterday that was going to be, it is happening now. Well, had it been from the very beginning, like my brother Moses, yourself, and other people would have seen this and said, no, this particular marriage is not a good marriage. To have somebody like a Joseph Nima Boyka, who was in power for 12 years, to have a Benin Nadu, who is one of those that are responsible for almost 300,000 lives, to have this kind of people in a collaboration and seeing Mr. Alexander Cummings who also is a political, to some extent, somebody will say, a political movement entering in their midst. If we would have provided this particular information from the very beginning, but now we're going somewhere far. But look at what happened today, Sekou. You found the Liberty Party, another group on the other side, and another group on the other side. Now, when we who are part of the ruling party speak like this, it's not that we are speaking out of anger, out of excitement, but these are Nigerians, Sekou. They are your brothers and your sisters. One of the Liberty Party be divided. If there is anything, my brothers will be affected. Your brothers will be affected. One thing I know, Bowling don't know anybody. He didn't know ruling party. He don't know opposition. And every one of us are Nigerian. So let me join my brother Moses to condemn the attitude of the entire CPP,
especially please, let me hold you for a second. You continue.
Okay, sir.
It's so funny, and it's so funny, and I find it very, very, very unbecoming on your part for you to, since when Prince became an advisor. So especially when it comes to morality, when it comes to respect, when it comes to telling the truth. You mentioned Benina Yure being one of those people who are responsible for the 300,000 people that died during the Civil War. And you have the man who is the architect for that Civil War, wife serving in your government as the vice president. So what moral ground do you stand on to call on anybody that has to do that has something to do with the war, and then now you have the vice president as your as the main wife as your vice president? Do you think you have a moral ground to say that, to talk about that?
Okay. The first thing, my brother Sekou, to demystify this particular myth, under no condition, under no circumstance, you or anybody here can be able to tell me that the vice president of the Republic of Liberia is responsible for the 350,000 plus.
I didn't say she's responsible, but she was part of it. Whatever brush they can paint Benina Yure and others can paint her too.
I think that information is something that needs to be verified. I think that
information. But then you're sleeping.
As far as I'm concerned,
that's Chancellor's wife.
No, when you look at Benina,
and her popularity is because of Charles Taylor.
He is on the United Nations listing. He has been banned. Look, Benina Yure cannot even pass in front of the United States Embassy. He would be arrested. He would be arrested, detained, and go in jail. And you understand? And the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, nowhere we have seen any document. Nowhere, whether it be internationally, locally, or on the SKTV or wherever, that this particular vice president of the Republic of Liberia, or Excellency, Dr. Howard Taylor.
What about Prince Johnson? What about Prince Johnson? What about Prince Johnson? Prince Johnson is the one that gave you guys the election. You collaborate on Prince Johnson to win the election. And Prince Johnson is even more criminal than Benina Yure, because Prince Johnson himself killed people.
Let me say this: for you to use this platform and say Prince Johnson gave us the election,
yeah,
I think it is unfortunate, my brother.
You were about the election from Prince Johnson in the end.
No, Prince Johnson was never part of the CDC when we ran in 2005 and we beat Madam Ellen Johnson flat.
And you're not became president.
And you understand? Not part of the CDC. And for you to say Prince Johnson gave us, power, it's unfortunate.
So Prince Johnson didn't give you guys power?
Let me say this: Prince Johnson did not give CDC power. The Liberian people gave CDC power.
Yeah, but through Prince Johnson, through Nima County.
CDC did not get power from any individual. It was from the Liberian people. The Liberian people, including you, including my brother Moses, including others who are listening here. These are the people that gave the Liberian people power, and these are things that we should be just for.
Thank you.
Continue to look at an individual and ascribe the glory of the Liberian people to that individual. It is a gross disrespect to the Liberian people who went and got their job.
All right, I want you to conclude, please.
So to conclusively conclude, what we are saying is that the government is doing exceptionally well. As we speak, the government have been able to secure a $191 million euro, for the development of Liberia in the area of forestry, in the area of vocational education, etc., etc. So we want to say thanks to His Excellency President Dr. George Mani Weah for the
Oh, you didn't have the other one today on it?
Yes, that they are.
No, Prince, when you call the president, I want you to alert when you add the other one.
Oh, okay, you mean not to we'll call it at the end of the day, but what we're trying to say is that we want to commend every Liberian who continue to support this president endeavor for the better Liberia. I think there are challenges. I'm not going to use this platform to say there are not challenges. Yes, there are challenges, but the way and manner in which this government is working, that's why you see we have an influx of international delegates in Liberia, especially from our traditional ally, the United States of America, to send the caliber of people that we have sent. That thing is a very good indication for all of us. This is void of politics.
Thank you.
Of the particular political sentiment. But again, I want to thank everybody.
Yeah, but again, when you call the president, I let we can call the whole name, all that thing we can put in there. I like it. Can you say it again?
The thing is, that is the president. That's who he is. That is his nature. His name is a clear manifestation of his developmental agenda. And there's the reason why when we call that name, we call it with pride, we call it with dignity.
No, but there's a way you can call a name. That one I want you to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now,
The title you can put on him.
The first thing is the president is a saint. That's the first
Exactly.
thing. It's very clear. He's a saint. So I know that I want you one year.
But I want 1 year.
For the other people who just in the president now, and I will give you one example.
Dr. Singh,
That is His Excellency, President Dr. St. George Manning fucking Brown.
Thank you. Yep. I got you, Prince.
Giving us the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Steve,
Yeah.
I'm hungry now. We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Yes, we gotta go. Interestingly, one of the reasons I never addressed Prince Sharif, and I have no intent to address him, whether in public or in private, when he had the audacity to go on his show to lie on me, saying that I sent money to somebody in Lofa to cover up a rape case. And he is on here talking about how the president is this, the president is that. Let me get him a history because he doesn't understand history. It's not unique under the Weah-led government that the Black Caucus would send representation to Liberia. No, it's not. If he doesn't know it, he doesn't know it. That's just fine. It's not unique. It's not mutually exclusive. It's happened before. So he needs to go read history. He needs to get in touch with facts. But again, Prince Sharif will do what he needs to do. That's what these guys are contracted for. That's why they get a little cuts here and there. They have no integrity, no morals. I don't care. Today, they will agree with you because you are saying the truth to the opposition. When you say the truth to CDC, you buy this vice versa the opposition. So all of these people, they're not serious-minded people. So when you come here and try to mesmerize and patronize people, do you really think I'm supposed to be flattered about all of that? If you really want to be sure for truth, let me talk about the corruption. Let me talk about Joel being seen. Why you guys say Joel already too? Yeah. So
Okay. So no announcement, right?
Oh yeah, announcement. We'll be here on, the announcement on Thursday, unless something happens by Wednesday or so forth. Thursday we'll be here, as always.
By the way, I'm trying to see if we can get Mr. Cummings or Musa Ability here.
Okay, that'll be good.
Yeah. So maybe by Thursday or Saturday.
Yeah, let's work on it. Either ways, that way.
So that you can tell us exactly what's going on with the whole CPP thing and then in the Liberty Party stuff. I think it's very important.
Yes.
LeBron need to know.
Yes. So Thursday we'll try to go a little deeper into the visit of the delegate to Liberia. Prince Jerry celebrating it. He doesn't understand something. He doesn't know why they're there. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the visit, why they're there, and some of the things that happen. Even if they're talking in secret there, we'll get it. We'll know what's up, and we'll talk about it here. We will. Even if they go into the mansion, the unfinished part of the mansion, that unfinished part of it that they show you only the finished part. they go there and discuss. We're still coming and discussing. Rest assured that we'll talk about it. Second
Yeah.
thing is Friday. Friday, we're on the second series of mental health and wellness.
So you're traveling Friday, right? Oh, you good? Still gonna be on?
Yeah. I still super. I said,
Okay. Your schedule.
you know, we just started this thing. We can't afford to have lapses or so forth. So Friday will be on by the grace of God. We will be on Friday with the second series of mental health. And this time around, our topic is shame and doubt. If you did not follow the first series on Friday, go on SKTV page and it's there, or go on my page. I think the video is there somewhere. I'm not sure, but it's other places. Go and watch it. We need your feedback. Please, as a disclaimer, when you come on Friday to watch us, please don't bring politics beneath it. Please, we're begging you. So you bring politics beneath it, we'll put you in check because we're talking something different, totally different. When we bought on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we're joining the politics. So I beg you. Saturday, a different edition, different segment. Friday, we'll be on 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we're ready for another. You want to definitely tune in on Friday to listen to how the children brain function. Why is it that you are able to remember some of the things that happened to you or that happened to your mom or your pa at a certain age? You can still recall that vivid image. Why your brain still keep that thing, even though you were much younger. How does it work? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about, some of the different things that at that very age, what can happen to you? What are some of the things you develop, at that age? Because we need to focus on it so we can understand how some of this thing that we see in public happening, how it happened. Yes, so Friday will be on. And Mr. Kane, definitely follow SKTV page. If you haven't liked the page, like the page. It will alert you anytime we're airing. It will alert you. Please like the page, share it to your different groups. Inform your brother, your sisters, your friends. Yeah. That way we can call roll. We don't call them embezzle. When you steal, we say you steal. That we can talk. Yeah, when you old man, you lie, we say you lie. We don't say, oh, the old man tell story. We don't say when you president, you corrupt. That we can say you corrupt. We're not worried about that one. And also, that way when you come, you want to talk we can hold you there and make sure we correct you quick before we go forward, because some of you will not kind of fool the audience here. The Prince Sheriff, they know what happened. Thank you so much.
Your internet didn't do justice to you today, but it's okay. Your voice was coming out very clearly and sound. Only the image was not. But we're good. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you again.
So I'll play the music to close us.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead. Play whatever music you want.
Okay. Well, let's get. I don't want to play best friend because some people won't try to be bestie with us. We don't want to be bestie with us. So I don't want to play best friend. Yeah, and I'm looking for best friend. So we'll play Friday, the cell phone man. We will no copyright to this song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a good day. Thank you so much. Have a good week. Stay out of trouble. Do what you need to do to protect yourself and be safe out there. Thank you so much.